While coronavirus ravages Iran, U.S. sanctions squeeze it. Iran has been hit hard by the novel coronavirus, and things may get far worse. On Tuesday, a state television reporter who is also a medical doctor warned that the death toll could be in the millions as worshippers forced their way into 2 Shiite shrines closed by the outbreak. That's not idle speculation. The death toll in Iran from COVID-19 infections surged past 1,000 on Wednesday after the largest single-day rise in the number of deaths since Iran's outbreak began. Under current circumstances, infections would not peak until late May. The death toll could be as high as 3.5 million. That figure might seem enough to stop anyone in their tracks. But a strategy that worries allies and enemies alike. This week, the United States announced that it would be expanding its sanctions on Iran, as well as on entities that aided the Iranian government in its trade in petrochemicals and other restricted activities. Britain was privately pressing the United States to ease sanctions on Iran amid the crisis, while China has publicly called on the United States to lift its Iran sanctions. But the United States, which reimposed sanctions on Iran after President Trump unilaterally pulled out of the nuclear agreement with Iran and other nations in 2018, has refused. There's little doubt that U.S. sanctions have hindered Iran's response to the virus. They have left an already dysfunctional government scrambling for supplies and made officials desperate to avoid taking societal measures that would further harm an economy in free fall. Human Rights Watch warned that U.S. sanctions on Iran had drastically constrained the ability of the country to finance humanitarian imports, including medicines, causing serious hardships for ordinary Iranians and threatening their right to health. The first cases of the coronavirus in Iran were announced February 19 in Qom, with officials suggesting that an infected businessman may have brought the illness from China. The virus has since spread throughout the country, with more than 17,000 confirmed cases, a number widely thought to be a serious underestimate. The virus has struck the political elite, with dozens of officials infected and parliament members and an advisor to Iran's supreme leader among the dead. Javad Zarif, Iran's foreign minister, has placed the blame on unlawful U.S. sanctions and said they literally are killing people. British diplomats think the Suez Channel is too full of conditions to be of use. And that many in Europe fear that the United States could block Iran's request for a $5 billion loan from the International Monetary Fund to help deal with the crisis.